Yo, what's going on, guys? Dylan JZ here, and today I'm going to be talking about the Black Ops 6 beta and just kind of giving you my honest opinion about it, what I think, and what I don't really like, what I do like, things that I'm kind of iffy about, and just basically my honest opinion. I've been playing this beta for probably about 3 or 4 days now, and I think I am ready to give my full opinion on it and my thoughts and everything. So first of all, I just want to say I think it's great. I think this is definitely a right step in the right direction. I think the movement is definitely pretty awesome. I think it's different enough where it feels fresh, definitely a refreshing take on the movement. Some people would argue, it's a little bit clunky, a little bit weird, and that's to be expected when you're not really used to something. I'm not saying not everyone's gonna like the system or the movement system. It's something you definitely have to get used to. It's definitely gonna cause a skill gap. It's just something that we all have to adapt to. I would say, if you're not really a movement kind of guy, you're probably not gonna like the game as much, but I will say that even if you're not a movement type of person, I still think you're going to have a lot of fun in this game, and I'm going to unpack the reasons why I think the movement is kind of useless to an extent. Not that it's, bad or anything. I think the time to kill is a little, short for the movement to be beneficial, I guess you could say. So I just want to go over basically the things I like and the things I don't like. So first of all, I really like the movement. It feels great. It's smooth. It's easy to get used to. But it's also simple, it definitely takes time to master. The concept is simple. You basically just sprint and you can move in all directions. I like the fact that you could actually dive backwards, you could dive to the side. And I will say, during this beta when I was playing the game, there's been a lot of times where people were actually laying on their back. It kind of throws me off guard. I'm like, I'm not really used to seeing that in Call of Duty. So it's like, when I'm running around the map and I'm looking for enemies, it's like I see someone laying on their back. I'm like, oh shit. It's so weird to see someone in that position. It just throws me off guard, and it kind of doesn't really click in my head until he already shoots me and I'm already dead. So I feel like if you're definitely trying to have a benefit with the movement, definitely use weird movement techniques and stuff to kind of give you an advantage in the game, because a lot of people just aren't really used to that style of movement, especially being, Call of Duty has been pretty conservative on their movement for a very long time. It's just so weird to see something so different, I guess. So, and yeah, another thing I really liked in this beta was the HUD customizations. I think everything that you can change in the game is pretty cool. I like how you could change all the colors. You could change the placement of all the info on the screen to make the appearance feel more unique. And I also like some of the auto sprint features too, like all the settings and the user interface. Like everything is just very customizable, especially like the movement system. For example, you could do like auto sprint, but you could also like tap the stick, like flick the stick up, and you could just auto run, and you don't even have to touch the stick and you're still running. And it's crazy. Like, you could do so much. You could really customize the experience to your game. And I feel like it's just really complete. I feel like it's just so customizable. You could kind of make the experience your own. And that's something that I really, really like about this game. You could really make it your own. And just simple things like changing the color specific, like, your team colors, enemy colors, just kind of make the game feel more traditional. You could even place the HUD and the map to the center of the screen. You could just change everything around and make everything more eye appealing to you, and everything that's easier to read, based upon your preferences. So I think that right there is just an awesome job of giving the user a little bit more customization and making the gameplay a little bit better. And I really enjoyed that. I felt like all the customization and the settings in this particular game is going to be super underrated. I think these are awesome tools that we should have had a long time ago, but I'm glad they're finally making their way into the new Call of Duty. All right, guys, so the next thing I want to go over is the maps. Pretty much, for the most part, I like them, but at the same time, it's not really something mind-blowing. I feel like they're pretty mid to maybe just a little bit above average. I don't know. They're just kind of like, they're not really anything like surprising. I will say, if I had to rank them in order, I would definitely say Skyline is probably my number one. I think it's a really cool map. There's a lot of cool corners. It doesn't feel like one of those maps that it's like super cramped or anything. I love the diversity of the map. Pretty easy to set up and just kind of maneuver around the map, and depending on what kind of game mode, I guess. If you're playing like headquarters or domination, I mean, it's a really good map. I think there's a lot of cool spots, and it's not so like chaotic where you're going to end up in the crossfire every 5 seconds. So my number 2 is probably going to have to be the map Rewind. Like I said, another good map. It's good for CQB, close combat. It's not as good as Skyline in my opinion. My play style, I'm more of like a run and gun type of player. I feel like this is definitely a good map if you're into like the super run and gun type of style gameplay. You know, you're jumping around corners, you're sliding. If you use a shotgun on this map, you could get pretty irritating pretty fast. I mean, I've definitely came across a lot of people that are using shotguns. Oh my god, it gets pretty chaotic. So I feel like it's definitely a good map for that type of player. If you're like more of like a conservative stay back or like long range type of shooter with a sniper or something like that, I don't really see you having a good time on this map, but I think this game will have a little bit of something for everyone and everyone's play style in regards to the map situation. So my third favorite map, honestly, would probably have to be Derelict, and I know I probably butchered the shit out of that name. And I'm not, I mean, I was looking at that word. There's like 3 different ways I could say it, so I'm just going to say Derelict. But anyways, if I'm saying it wrong, just leave a comment down below. But anyways, yeah, this is another map that suits the run and gun type of player. You know, it's lots of corners, very easy to end up in crossfire. Definitely have to be a little bit more careful when trying to run around and find enemies. And my least favorite map in this whole beta has to be Scud. Definitely my least favorite. The time to kill is so fast. There's too many open spots. Can never hold down a side. Way too much open areas. And because the time to kill is a little bit more quicker than usual, I have a hard time trying to, you know, use my play style in this map, which is the run and gun type of play style. You definitely get your ass kicked if you're running around because this map is so open. There's not a lot of places to really run up on someone. You really have to emphasize on maybe using like a longer range gun, maybe like a sniper rifle. I've used a sniper rifle in this game, but like I said, there's people that, you know, almost snipe you across the map with the XM4. So snipers, you know, this beta definitely has a lot of balancing issues it needs to work out. Obviously, it's not the full game. I understand that, but there's definitely a lot of frustration with the weapon balancing. And I will say the snipers are really, really good, but so are the all the other guns, and you know, they just take you out pretty fast. You don't even have a chance to even look at someone for 5 seconds with the sniper rifle. So I'm hoping they can balance the game out just a little bit. But other than that, I mean, if you're really into the longer range type of gun style and that suits your play style, I think you're really gonna like Scud. I think a lot of people actually like this map. I'm probably one of the few that really don't because of my play style, and for some reason I can't adapt to this map. I don't know what it is. I just have a hard time. Even if I try to use a long range weapon, I'm having a hard time adapting to this map. I know there's like main 3 ways, you know, there's a left, right, and the middle pathway throughout the map on Scud, but I don't know, it's just, to me, it's not working out. I'm just not really a fan of it. Maybe it'll change if the weapon balancing kind of figures it out, you know, later down the road, but I don't know. For right now, definitely my least favorite map in the beta so far. So yeah, within the maps, it's pretty small to medium. The game modes right now, I think, are TDM, Headquarters, I think Domination, and then there's also a game mode called Kill Order, which to me, it's okay. I don't really see myself wanting to play it all the time. I'm not really a huge fan of it, to be honest. It's a little bit different, but kind of reminds me of Capture the Flag, other than you're just kind of like defending the person that, you know, is actually have the I forget what I think it's called HIV or something like that. Anyways, you're the guy that has to be defended, and then you get points for staying alive. Then you get, you know, so I mean, it's kind of like a cool game mode, something a little bit different, but honestly, it's all right. I probably won't be playing it very often, to be honest. I really like the traditional, either like TDM, Domination, or Headquarters, stuff like that. That's usually more my style. All right, guys, so going on to the weapons. Right out of the box, straight away, PDW, way too overpowered. Everyone's using it. Everyone knows about it. It's just literally the best weapon in the beta, without a doubt, and it's not even close. I think, obviously, they're definitely going to nerf the gun eventually at some point. It's just so OP. Or you could just maybe just buffer up the other guns to make them just as equally, or if not stronger. I think they definitely need to work out the weapon balancing in this game. It is pretty bad. There's a lot of things that are just not well balanced, and I think there's just definitely a lot of work they need to do. And you know, I feel like the XM4, and don't get me wrong, I've been using the PDW because obviously that's literally the only gun that you can really use against other people that are using it. But I'm honestly gonna say I've been killed a lot with the XM4. The XM4 is pretty underrated. I know a lot of people kind of overlook it, but it's given the PDW run for its money. Obviously, to me, in my opinion, it's not as good as the PDW, but it's pretty good. Like the XM4, I've seen a lot of people really get some collaterals and go ham with that gun. So I think the XM4 is better than, you know, most people think. Everything else just feels kind of unbalanced and needs more fine tuning, you know. And like I said, I know it's just a beta. Another thing, quick scoping is sort of fun, but the flinch on the snipers, like I said, so terrible. Definitely needs attachments to keep the muzzle down. Time to kill is just a little bit too fast. Makes the sniping more challenging because people can just snipe you across the map with an AK or, you know, an XM4, and it just kind of defeats the purpose of a sniper. It's like, why would I use a sniper when I'm getting sniped across the map with an assault rifle or a submachine gun? It's like, you know what I mean? So, all right. So moving on to the things I do not like. Actually, really, there's not a whole lot of things I would say. There's a few, but they're not really like, you know, game breaking for me. And I know they will be addressed later down the line, so I'm not really too worried about it. So the first thing is the time to kill. I think it's just a little bit too fast. And you say, well, how come you just don't use a better gun? Well, I say the time to kill is just a little bit too fast. Not because, you know, you try to use sniper rifles on the long range and people are sniping you across the map with a submachine gun. I think the time to kill is just a little bit too fast to utilize the Omni movement. And because when you have a time to kill that's a little bit too fast, you can't really take full advantage of the Omni movement and the special abilities you can use in Omni movement. I think they definitely need to maybe, I don't really know what they're gonna do. I know some of the weapons need to be addressed with the nerf and stuff like that, but it's gonna be pretty interesting to see what they're actually gonna do, because the whole selling point of the game, the whole highlight of the game, and they're really pushing the promotion of the Omni movement. It's a new movement, you know, you can sprint backwards and you're just super agile. You can dive and jump and run everywhere. It's super fluid and it's very diverse. But at the same time, you can't really take advantage of it if you're dying way too quickly. There's no way, because there's been so many times where, you know, I'm getting shot at and there's just literally, it's almost impossible to react fast enough to react to the person that's shooting you. By the time they shoot you, you're already dead. Like there's no way to kind of like react or jump out of the way or do like some crazy somersault around the corner. They're gonna kill you pretty fast, and there really is no time. And I feel like eventually players are gonna realize this, and they're not gonna really utilize the Omni movement as much, and they're gonna be more conservative, you know, corner peeking, kind of like, you know, being a little bit more cautious type of style of gaming. And it kind of defeats the purpose of the Omni movement, because it's like, for Omni movement, to me, I feel like it was really marketed towards like people that like to run and gun. There's going to be a little bit more of a skill gap. It's a little bit more tactical. You're running around corners, you're jumping, you're sliding. It's very fast paced, and I feel like when the time to kill is just a little bit too fast, you're not going to utilize the Omni movement as much as you could, and I feel like that kind of defeats the whole purpose. So that is one of the things I do not like in this beta, and I hope later down the road they're going to change this and make it a little bit more better. But I feel like right now it's just not something I'm a huge fan of. So the next thing I'm not a huge fan of, honestly, is going to be the operator skins. The default operator skins look trash. I feel like they are probably the worst thing that irritates me in this game. They don't look like anything close to the setting of the year. It just doesn't fit the timeline of the actual game, and it just really bothers me, because it's like, from what I've heard, Treyarch has worked on this game for 4 years, and I just feel like it's just kind of a disappointment of the art and just like the art direction. I don't know. I know it's just a beta, and I hope they change it, because I'm very disappointed in the operator skins. I know they don't really affect the game too much, but me personally, I'm a very big fan of like atmosphere, aesthetics, how the UI looks. To me, that's important to me, and I don't know why. I just like how a game looks and feels, and the whole atmosphere, and just being a part of this world. And I'm just not a fan of the operator skins, and I'm just like, it just really bothers me. I don't know why. They just don't look good. I think there's maybe like one decent looking one, but I'll show pictures on the screen of the operators. But it's just, they're terrible looking. They don't look good. They just out of place. They look too like more like civilians. It just kind of looks cheesy. I wish they looked more like a soldier. They look more serious and, you know, cut all that garbage magic fairy tale shit and just make some badass looking operators. But yeah, that's one of the things I definitely do not like. Probably my biggest by far pet peeve of the whole beta. Besides that, everything's been pretty decent so far, but that is probably like one of the main things that irritates me is the most. The operator skins, literal trash, in my opinion at least. All right guys, so the last thing I pretty much don't really care for in this game, and I'm gonna kind of wrap up this video. I know it's been kind of a little bit of a rant here, but anyways, yeah, so like the last thing I don't really care for is the optics. Now, not to say that the optics are bad, but the way you got to unlock them, and I feel like it kind of went back to that Modern Warfare 3 style where you have to like use all these different guns that aren't related to the gun that you're actually using to unlock that optic. For example, if I want to unlock a certain optic on the AK-74, I have to use a different gun and rank it all the way up to a certain level in order to unlock that gun. And to me, I don't really like that system. And I feel like the other attachments that are associated with the gun, like let's say like, you know, the quick draw grips, like all the grips, the barrels, the foregrips, all the other attachments, you know, those are fine because you have to actually rank up that specific gun in order to unlock it, which is how it should be. But for some odd reason, the only way to get different optics, a variety of optics for a particular weapon, you have to use other different guns and rank other guns up in order to get it. To me, I'm not really a fan of that system. Wasn't really a fan of it in the Modern Warfare series. I hated that system, using other guns to get a specific attachment for a completely different gun that is irrelevant to what it's actually trying to unlock or what you're trying to unlock it for. To me, I don't know. I'm just not a fan of it. Maybe later down the line they could change that somehow. I don't think they will, but it's just kind of weird. I don't know why they have the optics in a completely different unlocking system, because if you look at all the other attachments in the Black Ops 6 beta, like let's say for the PDW, and you want to unlock a suppressor, or you want to unlock rapid fire, or you want to unlock a certain grip, you actually have to level up that specific gun. But let's say I want to go get an optic for that gun, I have to unlock different levels for other guns in order to get that optic for a different gun that I'm trying to unlock it for. It's like, oh my god, there's so much going on. Just make it simple, Treyarch or Call of Duty, please make it simple. The old school traditional unlocking gun system was far better, far superior. I hate using other guns to unlock certain guns for different guns that I don't even use. I shouldn't have to go and unlock certain things with different guns to unlock certain things for a different gun that I want to unlock. Like, it just doesn't make sense. It's all over the place. Literally one of the biggest pet peeves of mine. But other than that, guys, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, I feel like I'm having fun with the beta. It's fun. Definitely feel the skill-based matchmaking kicking in already. Definitely a lot of sweats, but I'm having fun. I hope one day Call of Duty will get past the skill-based matchmaking. It's just so garbage. And, you know, people that are actually good at the game, we want variety. We don't want to sit there and you know, I don't want to make this into like a skill-based matchmaking rant video, but at the same time, it needs to be said, I feel like, you know, good players, we don't want to face tryhards every single game. We want to have fun. We deserve, you know, we've been playing Call of Duty, us old school guys, since 2008, 2009, way back when. We deserve to kill shitty players. I'm sorry, you know, you can hate me all you want, but I feel like once you reach a certain skill level, you know, you want to feel special sometimes. You know, you don't want to feel like you're always fucking having to compete for an MLG tournament every single fucking match. You know, you want to be able to get in there and kick some ass and show your skill off and actually feel like you're actually good at the game, and because you are good at the game. And, you know, you shouldn't have to suffer and play with all these sweats. You know, you should be matchmaking with random people and make the matchmaking faster. And just play just completely random, regardless of skill. And if you're good, you're going to stand out and you're going to feel good because you are good. and you're gonna be killing all these shit players because you deserve that because you're good. But anyways, I don't want to get too carried away with the skill-based matchmaking thing, but I'm having fun with the beta. I think it's really good. It's definitely different. I feel like I haven't had this much fun with the beta in a long time. I'm still having an open mind, and I cannot wait to check out the zombies. I think the zombies are gonna be definitely one of the highlights of this game. But we'll see. I would like to see what more they release in the upcoming days. I don't know if they're gonna give us something with the zombies during the beta. It'd be kind of cool. I don't really follow too much on it. I just want to kind of give my opinion on the beta. But yeah, guys, I want to say I'm having fun. Everything's good. Just a few little things I don't care about. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Are you guys having fun? You guys enjoying it? Do you guys hate it? Do you guys love it? Let me know what you think. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. All your feedback is highly appreciated, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.